My children, come closer to the warmth of the fire. Let the crackling flames chase away every distraction from your minds. Open your ears as wide as the elephants, and keep your hearts as calm as the river at dawn. For tonight's tale is not just another story, it is a mirror. Those who look into it with wisdom will see themselves. Those who listen carefully may escape the tears that pride and anger often bring. The elders say the child who refuses to listen to the drumbeat of wisdom will one day dance to the music of regret. Remember these words, for before this tale ends, you will understand why the elders never speak without reason. Long before the roads were covered with tar, before noisy machines frightened the birds from the trees, and before cities swallowed the beauty of the countryside, there stood a peaceful village called Ilupeju. Ilupeju was a place where every sunrise was welcomed with songs of gratitude. The golden rays of the morning sun stretched across the land like the loving hands of a mother waking her sleepy children. The wind carried the sweet fragrance of flowering trees, while the river flowed gently through the village as though it were singing an endless song of peace. The villagers lived simple lives. At dawn, farmers walked to their fields with hoes resting on their shoulders. Hunters disappeared into the thick forest with bows and spears in their hands. Women gathered at the stream, laughing as they filled their clay pots with fresh water. Children chased butterflies across the green fields until the evening drums called them home. Life in Elupeju was not rich with gold or silver, but it was rich with something far more precious. As the elders often said, a heart filled with peace is wealth that no thief can steal. Among the people of Ilupeju lived a young woman named Adunni. Whenever she walked through the village, people smiled, not because of her beauty alone, but because kindness followed her wherever she went. Her words were as gentle as cool rain after a season of drought, and her smile could brighten a sorrowful heart like the first light of dawn chasing away the darkness. If an old woman needed help carrying firewood, Adunni was always the first to lift the heavy bundle onto her own head. If a hungry child knocked on her door, she never asked where the child came from before sharing her food. If two neighbors quarreled, her gentle words often poured oil upon troubled waters until peace returned. That was the kind of woman she was. Adunni was married to a hard-working hunter named Adigun. Adigun was not the richest man in Ilupeju, but he possessed something many wealthy men lack: a heart as honest as clear water. He believed that a man should earn his food through sweat rather than deceit, and every animal he hunted was taken with gratitude to the Creator who provided for the people. Every morning, before leaving for the forest, Adigun would hold his wife's hand and smile. "My joy," he would say, "pray for me." The forest welcomes every hunter, but it does not promise that every hunter will return safely. Adunni would smile back and reply, "Go with courage, my husband. The God who watches over the birds of the air will surely watch over you." Then she would watch until his figure disappeared among the tall trees, whispering a quiet prayer for a safe return. The two loved each other deeply. They did not allow poverty to steal their joy. Their little mud house with its thatched roof and small compound was always filled with laughter. Whenever Adigun returned from the forest carrying fresh meat on his shoulders, little Tunde, their only son, would run towards him shouting, "Father has come! Father has come!" Adigun would lift the little boy high into the air until his laughter echoed through the compound. As evening fell, the family would gather beneath the great Iroko tree behind their home. They would eat together, tell stories, and thank God for another day. Anyone passing by would say, "Indeed, happiness does not always live in the biggest house." But my children, remember another proverb from our ancestor: when the moon shines too brightly, the jealous hoe begins to hate the night. Not everyone rejoiced in the happiness of Adunni's family. There lived in the same village a wealthy man named Balogun. His compound was the largest in Nedupeju. His barn overflowed with yam, maize, and millet. His goats were too many to count, and his servants obeyed every command without question. Yet his heart was emptier than a dried-up well. He believed that because he possessed wealth, nothing should ever be denied to him. One afternoon, while returning from the market, Balogun saw Adunni helping an elderly widow carrying heavy basket. He stopped for a long moment. He watched her. There was something about the kindness in her face that stirred not love, but selfish desire. Instead of desiring her goodness, he wanted to possess her. From that very day, the seed of wickedness was planted in his heart. And when an evil seed is planted and watered, it grows slowly until one day everyone can see its poisonous fruit. Little did Adunni know that while she was thanking God for the peace in her home, someone else was already planning how to destroy it. The birds still sang, the river still flowed, the people still laughed, but above the village, unseen by human eyes, dark clouds were beginning to gather. The wise say, the storm never announced itself before the first drop of rain falls. The real test of Adunni's faith was about to begin. Days passed peacefully. Every morning, the cock announced the arrival of a new day. Women swept their compounds before the sun climbed into the sky. Farmers marched towards their farms, singing songs that echoed across the valleys. Hunters disappeared into the forest, trusting God to guide their footsteps. Life continued as though nothing could ever disturb its calm. But hidden behind the smile of the village was a heart consumed by envy. Balogun could not forget Adunni. Whether he sat beneath the shade of the giant Iroko tree or rested in a spacious compound, her face haunted his thoughts. Yet it was not love that filled his heart. No, love is patient, gentle, and pure. What burned within him was selfish desire, a fire fed by pride. Thank you so much for listening. Let's watch out for the next episode.